It's no secret that the Ohio University Athletic Department is facing some serious issues. As the university faces budget cuts across the board in the coming year, many students and faculty members have looked to address the issue by curtailing funding for the athletic department's nearly $20 million annual budget. But as the debate rages on over whether student fees should support a department that has overspent its budget by nearly $1.2 million for the past 5 years, another issue looms: gender equality. Dr. Athena Yamianis is an assistant professor at the School of Sports Administration. Prior to coming to OU, Yamianis served as the director of membership services at the NCAA National Office and served as a liaison to the Committee of Women's Athletics. She says the NCAA requires Division I programs to identify areas of gender inequality.
One of the things that the NCAA has instituted over the years was they said every college, every NCAA institution, collegiate athletics program, should conduct a self-audit, a self-assessment, a self-study of their program and develop a plan where inequities exist so that they can make progress towards achieving equity, gender equity.
Yamianis says that the 1972 U.S. mandate that forbids educational institutions from denying participation opportunities and benefits on the basis of sex, better known as Title IX, requires that schools take steps to ensure gender equity in athletics.
If you look at Title IX's athletics regulations, you have to do assessments on whether you're providing equitable sport participation opportunities. There's 3 key areas. The first one is equitable sport participation, the next one is scholarships, and the last one is fair treatment.
The fair treatment component, Yamianis says, takes into account the overall quality and benefits provided to male and female student athletes. These factors include things like supplies, scheduling games, practice times, locker rooms, and competitive facilities. But at least one OU program appears to be getting the short end of the stick. Ohio women's track and field coach Clay Calkins says his indoor track squad doesn't even have a place to practice during its winter quarter season.
Without a competitive indoor facility, I mean, it's a tall order for us to, for me as a coach to ask. A lot of times the events that we're competing at in the meets, or the day we're doing the event is the only practice we're getting that week.
The indoor team can't host any meets and instead has to travel every weekend. For practice, it has to use other school facilities, often renting out the tennis courts or running inside the convocation center. But most of the time, they're stuck outside.
This week's kind of an exception. The weather was somewhat forgiving. We've been outside the last couple of days, so we're able to get some work in the long jump hits and triple jump hits, and able to get some high jump work in. But on weeks where the weather is not so forgiving, that it's somewhat limiting what we can accomplish with the facility that we have at this time.
Back in December, OU received a $10 million donation from alumni Robert and Margaret Walter to make renovations for the Convo Center and help build an indoor practice facility for the men's football team. Courtney Brummer is a senior majoring in education. She says, at least at a glance, it appears the football team is getting preferential treatment.
To get all of the practice that they need in, it's not conducive for them to have to practice outside all of the time, and it's not fair for the football team to get all of these privileges. And I mean, I guess you could say that it's because they're male or because the football team brings in more money, but it's not equal.
On signing day, OU football coach Frank Solich said the donation for an indoor facility played a big role in his ability to land the top recruiting class he's brought to OU.
I think Bob Walter and his donation towards an indoor facility, I think, was something that we were able to use and assure players that that gift was presented. And so that was, I'm sure, somewhat big in some of the players' minds.
Solich said the football team would benefit from the chance to train year-round, but was also quick to say that they wouldn't be the sole tenants.
When you're a northern school, that's almost next to impossible to do it year-round. And that's what it takes anymore to really excel in what you're all about as an athlete. And I don't care what the sport is. If you want to separate yourself or have a chance to separate yourself from other athletes out there, you need to constantly be working year-round. And this is going to give not only the football team the ability to use it in bad weather year-round, but it's also going to serve a huge purpose for the rest of our sports, or many of our sports.
Calkins says he hopes his program can be one of those benefactors.
Well, I mean, if it's built, sure. I mean, that would be, any building is a building we'll be able to utilize. I think that anything that benefits Ohio University athletics in a general manner is going to help us out.
Until then, Calkins and his squad are left out in the cold. This is Bart Logan for J314.